We teach kids how to work on bikes and teach them some career building skills such as resume writing. We start off with flat fixing, hub overhauling, derailleur and brake adjustment, basic repair. The kids can then go into bike overhauls on their own. It's a really fun class for them to get more into cycling and exposes them to a lot of the career options in the bike industry.
This is the Giant Podcast, and this is more than a little momentous hot dog.
Look at this. We're on screen.
I know.
You get to see us?
Yeah, where you get to see us. I'm trying to record a mixing board over here with our music in the background, and this is going to be interesting to see if this all works out. So bear with us out there. This is our first podcast for you, and it's all new to us too. Yep. So let's just kind of wait and see what happens.
We'll wing it.
Yeah, we'll wing it.
You'll get our best.
Yes, you'll get our best. At least we hope so.
Yeah, of course.
So we're going to talk on the podcast today about Project Bike Tech. Every bike shop in America needs qualified people to work for them, right? I mean,
that's right.
And you can't always just hope that whoever you hire already has some experience, or it's like, all right, I'm going to have to take 4 or 5 months to train this
Right,
person.
it's going to take time to teach them all that.
Exactly.
And you don't want to spend that much time. You want to hire someone out the gate, just you trust.
And the chances of doing that are now a little bit better because of Project Bike Tech. With us through FaceTime is Mercedes Ross, who's the executive director of Project Bike Tech. Mercedes, welcome. You can hear us okay, right?
Yes, I can. Thanks so much for having me today. This is so exciting.
This is pretty exciting. I hope it all goes well. We'll
Yes.
see. So you're executive director of Project Bike Tech. Give us an idea. What is it? Give us an idea of what Project Bike Tech is.
So Project Bike Tech is an amazing program that was started about 13 years ago by our founder, Barry Michelle. She has a bike shop in Santa Cruz, and she thought to herself, why isn't there a auto shop for bikes? And so she went to the Board of Education in California and got the program started, which is an amazing feat. And so over the last 13 years, we've had an amazing program in Santa Cruz, and we have grown that program now. We're in 7 states, and we're excited to say we're in 13 different schools in those 7 states, and we're teaching juniors and seniors in high school. It's an elective, and we're teaching them bike tech. And so what they're learning is how to work on a bike, the important parts of the cycling industry, how to work in a retailer store, and the exciting part of becoming a lifelong cycling enthusiast. And we're having a lot of success. So for the last 13 years, we've graduated approximately 3,000 students.
3,000 students.
Yes. Oh, that's super exciting.
So, the states you're in California. What are the other states that you have Project Bike Tech chapters in?
Yes. So we're in Colorado, Vermont, Minnesota, Utah, Oklahoma, and I think that's it, right? Did I get them all?
Yeah,
New Hampshire. We
New
just
Hampshire.
added New Hampshire. Yep.
Awesome.
And next year we're looking to grow approximately 15 more schools in more states, and really excited about the growth that's happening.
Awesome. Yeah, just again adding to that pool of those experienced mechanics who can jump right in, and they also have a passion for it. Actually jump in and love working on bikes.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I can remember when I went to work at my first bike shop, and I was completely new. I had very little mechanical experience. I certainly had no experience in retail. It was my first job in retail completely, and thankfully the shop owner decided, all right, I'll take a chance on this guy. He seems like a friendly guy.
It sounded like.
Yeah. So it took a while, but if I had been able to take courses in high school, I would have been so much better prepared to do this.
Yes.
So why is this so vital for retailers to support?
Well, as you know, I've been working with retailers for 30 years, bicycle retailers, and one of their biggest challenges is training employees. And a lot of time and money is spent on getting those employees trained. And so what we at Project Bike Tech do with our Bike Tech in School class is we do more than just teach mechanics. We teach the entire process of being an employee at a retailer, everything from the POS system to working inventory to understanding how to work with customers, how to work with other employees. And so by the time they leave our first year, it's a 2-year program, they're really a good basic bike builder and they know what they need to do in a bicycle retailer. By the time their second year goes by, if they do level 2, they're a bona fide bicycle mechanic and really are the wonderful base that a retailer needs to then take them to the next level within their own retail store. So one of the reasons, obviously, to get involved with Project Bike Tech is that wonderful asset that's coming out of the high school. The other reason the program doesn't work without getting involved with the local retailers. So when we find a school or come into a community, the local retailers are the first call. If the retailers haven't come to us, we call the retailers and let them know that we're putting this program into a high school. So it's vital that the retailers understand they're a big part of this program growing across the country.
Well, we have Giant has been a supporter of Project Bike Tech for a long time. I think almost since I've been here, and I've been here 16 years. And Giant has helped with material and helped with funds to support Project Bike Tech in different schools. A couple of years ago, we produced a video that I think might give everybody a little better idea of exactly what Project Bike Tech is. And so we'll take a look at that now. Hang on with us.
Yeah. Project Bike Tech got started grassroots. Barry Michelle, the founder, has a bicycle shop, and one day when they were looking for mechanics, she said, why don't we have auto shop for bikes? And so she decided to go to the education department and see if they would like to start something like that. And so that's what that started out as.
We teach kids how to work on bikes and teach them some career building skills such as resume writing. We start off with flat fixing, hub overhauling, derailleur and brake adjustment, basic repair. The kids can then go into bike overhauls on their own. It's a really fun class for them to get more into cycling and exposes them to a lot of the career options in the bike industry.
The way I learn is I have to do it myself. I can't just be shown on a board or like watch a video on it. I have to have the person sitting with me and doing it as I'm doing it and actually showing me. So that's what I liked about the Bike Tech class. Everything was just right there. He would instruct us either right next to us or in front of the class. If we needed additional help, he would do it with us. So it just kind of made things a lot easier for me to learn because it was just hands-on, and that's exactly the way I learned, so it was perfect.
Over the years, we've had the opportunity to take internships through the Project Bike Tech program. And so we've had quite a few young people come through that have interned here and gone on to become paid employees and long-term employees. They come in with a base knowledge, and by the time they're a year to 2 years in, they're becoming from like an average bike assembler to moving into real bike mechanics. And we spend a fair amount of time doing extended education and training along with the industry to keep up.
Project Bike Tech connects to our community in many different ways. Every person out there in the community is a teacher, whether it be a police officer or the mother or father down the street. We're all creating examples, right? And so for us to look at Bike Tech as a great example, that's just an example for you guys to be more of a person, to show these little kids that there is a direction that they can create. I have students that come into my class that have taken this course, they use the term life tech, right? And it's because I'm teaching them important skills of hands-on training, how to push themselves to go beyond what they think they can do, and Bike Tech provides that.
Mercedes, that's an awesome course. That's a great video, and I think it really gives that good overview of how hands-on the students get in the classes.
Yeah, it absolutely. And, you know, I will say this, without Giant's incredible support over the last years, this program wouldn't be where it is today. And we're just, we can't say enough about the retailers that have stepped in, and Giant and the other vendors. But again, you know, for a retailer to have this program in their backyard is beneficial not only to the retailer, but to the community. And I think that's the most important part, is to understand that once we get one of these rooms in a high school, it affects the entire community, because other nonprofits like Trips for Kids or NICA or any of those other youth programs that need, you know, fixing bikes can utilize the room once the room is in the high school. So we really encourage retailers to, it's really simple. We just need a principal, a teacher, or a Board of Education person in your backyard, and then we take over. That's our job. Let's get some programs started in your backyard.
And that's the way a retailer can start this. Let's say I'm a retailer in Virginia somewhere, and I'm thinking I really would like to get this started in my local school district. What is the first step?
Yes, the first step, like I said, is to introduce us to a principal or a Board of Education member in your town. Most likely you've sold them a bike, so you probably know them, or your kids have gone to the high school. And that's what we need. We just need that first step. And then we have all the tools they need to get a program started. Everything from grant writers to help them fund the program to helping them find a teacher if they don't have that. That's what Project Bike Tech is all about. And that's why we're here, is to help them do that.
It's wild. It's like a plug and play. You guys have everything all set up and make it so easy. Like you said, all you have to do is just get someone on board, and you're, all right, we're in.
Yep, it's Bike Shop in a Box.
That's cool.
Best way to contact you is through your email, director@projectbiketech.org?
Yes,
Okay.
and go to our website, and there's information there as well. www.projectbiketech.org.
One of the people we heard from in that video, Josh Etherington, is a graduate of Project Bike Tech, and he talks about, you know, just what a difference it made in his career path.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, over the years, obviously, we have a lot of students that are now in the bicycle industry, managing shops, working in shops. They also branch out into other technical areas. You know, if you want to become a videographer for Specialized or Giant or Trek or anybody, you still need to know how to what the important parts of a bike are. And so there's lots of other opportunities in our industry. You know, the outdoor industry generates 7.2 million jobs in this country. So the opportunities are endless, and we just are introducing them to why we love being in the bicycle industry, right? And I think that's an amazing opportunity for us to teach young people of today that there's some wonderful opportunities available in our industry.
Yeah, I like the fact that even in the video they said that it's not so much Project Bike Tech, it's more like Project Life Tech. It really teaches more than just hands on a bike. It teaches, you know, how to be a good person, how to help and talk to people in the bike world, and like you said, even beyond in the outdoor retailer industry.
Right, exactly, and that's the important part, is to understand that the students that we're introducing to this are not only introduced to our industry, but also are lifelong cyclists and become enthusiasts, and so does their family, and so do their teachers and everybody in the school. So it really affects the entire high school community as well.
Yep, love it.
One more time for Giant retailers who are out there who are interested in maybe trying to get this started in your own town and in one of your school districts. The email address is director@projectbiketech.org. And of course, the website is projectbiketech.org. Mercedes, thank you very much. Thank you. It was awesome talking to you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll talk soon. Alrighty. Bye-bye.
The way I learn is I have to do it myself. I can't just be shown on a board or like watch a video on it. I have to have the person sitting with me and doing it as I'm doing it and actually showing me. So that's what I liked about the Bike Tech class. Everything was just right there. He would instruct us either right next to us or in front of the class. If we needed additional help, he would do it with us. So it just kind of made things a lot easier for me to learn because it was just hands-on, and that's exactly the way I learned, so it was perfect.